This is Andy Purwall for Boxing News. I'm joined by Jose Benavidez Sr over Zoom. Jose, it's always a pleasure. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. We're here in Monterrey, ready for Pacheco's fight on Friday in the Zone match room. So we have a tough fight coming up, and we're excited. We trained really hard for this fight, and we can't wait for this Friday.
Diego Pacheco, obviously a very highly thought of, a very talented young man. A lot of expectation to come with that. What are you hoping he shows on Friday night?
You know what? I'm just looking for him to look spectacular. I just don't want him to win. He has to look spectacular in that fight in order to go to the next level. And so he could be mentioned in there with the Berlangas and everybody that's there at that level. I believe that he's there, he's ready. So we have to show up on Friday.
Manuel Gallegos, he's somebody who hasn't been stopped yet. He does have a defeat to his name, but I imagine you might think this one would go rounds. Are you expecting Diego to have to go through a few rounds before you can get that spectacular finish that you're hoping for?
Yeah, you know what? We train extremely hard. Diego Pacheco has been training super hard, sparring Daniel Blancas, David Benavidez. And we're not looking for a knockout. We're trying to come here and look spectacular and look good. Uh, Gallegos is a great fighter, tough opponent. We're just here to give the people a good fight. And if the knockout comes, we're gonna definitely take it. But the plan is to go 10 rounds and look spectacular.
What's your plan for Diego, Jose? Provided obviously Friday night goes to plan. As I said, he's somebody very highly thought of, great amateur pedigree. How quickly can you see his career progressing from this stage now?
Well, he's this is his fourth fight with me, so he's been progressing. I like the progression he's doing. He's looking stronger, sharper, more mature. This fight is the one that's going to define to see where we at, you know. And I'm pretty sure he's going to look good. And we got to focus on this fight. And after how he looks in this fight, we'll make our decision to see where he's at.
You've seen him sparring with David, who's obviously a world level fighter. When he's in there, when he's sharing the ring with David, how does he look? Does he look like he not just holds his own? Do you see that potential for the next star coming through, that next world champion in your stable?
Yeah, for sure. He's looking really well. And him and uh, Blancas, Daniel Blancas, it's a competition against them, and they're just keep getting better and better and better, man. They look stronger. They're sitting on the punches a little bit better. They're sharper and they're more accurate on all his punches. So I see a big progression, and I believe that pretty soon you guys are gonna start hearing a lot from these two guys.
Jose, what's the latest with David?
He's back in the gym. We're training hard for whatever comes. We're just waiting to see who's his next opponent is. Pretty sure, maybe I think like in about 2, 3 weeks, we'll have a name and we'll let you guys know who he's fighting. Right now, we're just in the works and talking to different fighters and see who's the one that wants to step in.
One man who's been very vocal and a lot of people thought might be the fight to be next is David Morrell. He's gone on to call and label yourself and David frauds and cowards. What have been your thoughts on what David's had to say?
We're here to fight anybody, man. David's a warrior. He's a fighter. We have a lot to prove still. He's the interim world champion. And whoever wants to step in the ring, we're ready. We're ready. Our job is to get ready. And it's up to our promoters, PVC, and get who they want to get in there. We're ready for whatever, man. We're ready. Whoever they bring to the table, we're ready to display our talent.
Why is it that maybe a fight with David Morrell hasn't been signed then? Because I remember a few weeks back there were reports that that was going to be what was next, and obviously yourself and David since coming out saying that's not the case. But why is it that maybe a fight hasn't been signed between David Morrell and obviously your son David Benavidez?
That's not my job. My job is to train them, get them ready, fight the opponents that they bring us to the table. I do not negotiate for those fights. That's up to Al Heyman and Sansom, our promoter. We just get ready, man. We're ready to whoever they bring us. I will be lying to you if I say something else. We just get ready. We fight anybody. Their job is to get us the fights, and we're just waiting for those names. Whoever it is, we're ready.
when you do have somebody like David Morrell coming out calling you guys specifically saying you're frauds and cowards, just on those kind of words, what do you make of that?
You know, this is not going to stop. In the past, I talked so much shit about Canelo, Caleb Plant, and Morrell. Um, Now I don't want to go that route anymore. I try to do the best that I could to get that Canelo fight. And if it took that to get the fight, I cannot take the fight. I'm not like that. I don't want to continue doing that. We're ready for whoever steps in. And I don't want to go back and talk shit forward with them either. You know, like I said, you know, those fights are going to happen. Those are the fights that people want to see. We're ready, man. We're ready for whoever. We're ready here to fight anybody, and I'm not gonna talk shit about nobody else, you know.
That's fair enough, Senior. Is it possible then that the next fight could well be your son versus David Morrell? Is that still possible?
Anything's possible, like I said. We're here to fight. Whoever they bring us, we're ready to fight. Anything's possible.
I've seen Jaime Munguia mentioned as well. Obviously, he's with Golden Boy. Where could things stand on that? Do you think that's a realistic potential fight, or?
Yeah, that's another fight. Like I said, you know, it's up to the promoters to get together and figure it out and see if that's something that interests Jaime Munguia and his team. Like I said, we would love to fight anybody. You know, we know that we want to fight. We're ready. We're in training camp, and but like I said, you know, it's not up to us. Our job is to train, get ready, and just wait. But that would be a great fight too.
He had a very enthralling and a hectic encounter with Sergei Derevyanchenko recently. What did you make of his performance in that fight?
You know what? He had a tough fight. You know, in boxing, you never know what's going to happen. Styles make fights. I believe that it was a close fight, and he pulled it off, and he won. So that at the end of the day, that's what matters. He has to face better opposition, and if he's ready to step in, let's make it happen. You know, like I said, you know, we're here to wait, and if they want to make it happen, we're ready. We're ready to make that happen too.
Obviously, one fight that's been made, and I want to get your thoughts on is Canelo and Charlo. Certainly caught everybody by surprise. Everybody's thinking it would be Jamal. What was going through your mind when you saw that it would be Jamal stepping up 2 weights for that fight?
Yeah, it's a surprise for everybody. It's a surprise for me too. Like I said, you know, I'm gonna congratulate Canelo for signing with PBC. I think that's a good move. At the end of the day, we're happy that he's in the same promotion that we are. I don't think we're fighting Canelo. Uh, I'm gonna let that go. You know, we gotta stay ready, and who knows what's gonna happen in a fight or two. We just have to be ready uh, for those opportunities that come by, and I don't know what's gonna happen. But I like that fight, and I congratulate both of them to land that fight together. And I think it's gonna be an exciting fight.
Before we do link David into that, just on Canelo-Charlo, what are your thoughts on it?
What was that again?
Just before we link David into that fight, just your thoughts on Canelo-Charlo specifically. Do you give Jamal a chance? Obviously, stepping up 2 weights
Of
is a
course,
big ask.
of course, everybody has a chance inside the ring. Uh, uh, Canelo, I think it's declining. Charlo hasn't fought for a year and a half. At the end of the day, whoever shows up that night, you know, anything can happen. It's boxing, you know. So I think it's going to be interesting to see who does what, and I think it's a good fight.
And obviously, to link in your son with that, it's been well reported about this 3-fight deal of Canelo's, people trying to work out who those fighters may be. To your understanding, do you have any knowledge if David is one of those beyond Jamal Charlo?
I don't have any knowledge. I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, we're ready for whatever, anything can happen. You know, if he gets injured or something happens, we just have to be ready for whatever. But I have no knowledge of he's one of the three fights. I think they have to see this fight, how it goes, and then they'll pick maybe the second fight. I don't think they already have the fighters. They might be thinking who they're going to fight, but it all depends on the display they put on the day of the fight.
the version of Canelo who fought John Ryder, I know you said already you feel like he's on the decline, but if you had him in the ring with your son and his most recent performance, what do you think would happen?
Like I said, David Benavidez is a Mexican monster. I think we stop a fighter like Ryder. I think we could definitely stop him like in 6, 7 rounds. And that's my thinking. And like I said, right now we just gotta think positive, stay focused, and just be hungry, stay hungry, and be ready for whatever comes.
And just a couple of fights away from you, Jim, I'm interested to get your thoughts on. Firstly, the Crawford Spence undisputed battle at 147. Please, just your thoughts.
That's another great fight. Fight that people have been waiting for a long, long time. It's a very even fight. I would say it's a 50-50 fight. I think Earl Spence has a little bit of more power than Terrence Crawford. But I think Terrence Crawford has very good legs, a little bit more speed, and I think it's a little bit faster. So I believe that in order for Earl Spence to win, he has to knock out. He has to stop Terrence Crawford. In order for Terrence Crawford to win, I think he has to beat him in points.
And then you've got Bam Rodriguez and Sonny Edwards, which was announced as well. Another fantastic and intriguing matchup. Just your take, please.
Yeah, I think that's another fight. It's a 50-50 fight too. Whoever comes that day ready, I think it's going to take that fight. But to me, I think it could go either way.
I thought it was going to be the last one. The next one's my last one because, again, it could be a potential opponent of David's in the future. Up at 175, Artur Beterbiev and Callum Smith in August. It's been an intriguing kind of thought process. A lot of people split as to whether or not the timing's right for Callum travelling over there. Who do you think will come out on top?
It's a tough fight, man. To be honest with you, I will have to go with Callum Smith a little bit. He moves a little bit more. It's a little bit of a fighter, a boxer. If he takes care of himself and stays serious and focused, I think he has a pretty good chance to win.
Right, Jose, I appreciate your time. I know you're going to be a busy man today and you got to go catch up with the team. So thank you for speaking to me. Good luck on the weekend.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.